this is the most stacked top 10 I think I have ever had to do. And honestly, there are so many. I would say there's at least 10 amazing wide receivers left off this list where there's going to be comments. I already know there's going to be people be like, where is it? I just want to let you guys know this is the most stacked list by far. It's hard. It was one of the hardest ones I've ever to do. If you have one of your cards that are amazing, not in this top 10, that doesn't mean it's a bad card. That just means this is the most stacked position in the game. But hopefully I can help you guys make that decision a little bit easier with this list. Let's just jump into number 10. If you're looking for cheap, fast coins to build that God Squad you always wanted, check out my sponsor, U4GM, and use code SHOE for 5% off your order. 10, I do have John Ross, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I do not think he's better than a lot of the guys off this list. Like, there's Quentin Johnston, T. Higgins, some other big wide receivers, like Emmanuel Sanders, right? Those are some guys left off this list. But John Ross, if you guys do not know, he does get a boost to his team that makes him very, very good. He's obviously 5'11". He's not the biggest receiver in the world. He does boost himself up to 99 speed even without the token. But if you have the token, he gives +1 speed to all your other receivers. So this card has so much value no matter what. Even right now, for me, he doesn't play on my team, but he literally is he has to be on the squad. So I think he's like 300K right now. Even as a wide receiver, 4 has so much value. But even if you want to play him, he still is very, very good, boys. A lot of good 0 APs on him, as you guys know. And then obviously boosting your teammates is so much value. He had to be on the list. So I felt like I just had to throw him here at number 10. And real quick, boys, if you want to know the best place to start winning more games where you can learn full offensive and defensive schemes that actually work, you should check out civil.gg and use my code SHOE for 30% off. You'll be joining over 2,000 active members who are winning more games, and over 98% of people who joined said they've won more games since joining. So if you want to start winning more games, make sure you click that link in the top of the description and use code SHOE for 30% off. And now, let's get back to the video. Number 9, I got Santana Moss. As you guys know, you have to put in a 98 overall. I think, which one do you have to put in? You have to put in 98 overall Clint Portis, and it gets Santana Moss all the way up to a 98. He is the only base 99 speed receiver in the entire game. But, well, I guess if you're not including John Ross boosting himself, but whatever. But Santana Moss gets a lot of 0 APs. He's a little bit on the shorter end. I think a lot of people in my Twitch chat has told me this too, because I mentioned I was doing a top 10 receiver video today. A lot of people mentioned they like the smaller receivers, and I think I kind of agree. They get down a lot better against KOs and whatnot. But look at the 0 APs. He gets 3 0 AP buckets. As of right now, I think I would rank him higher, but they are nerfing these cards on Thursday. These 3 buckets are getting, I don't know what they're going to do to them. It just says they're going up. I don't know if it's going to be brutal. I have no clue what it's going to be. But he's still going to be good because they do have a 0 AP bucket right here. They do have another 1 AP bucket. No matter what, you have a 99 base receiver, and he's also going to be amazing route running-wise. This card's really, really good. At number 8, I do got Randy Moss. And Randy Moss, I know there's a lot of taller receivers in the game. I don't think he is like one of the top ones anymore because there are some elite guys. But I still think he is very, very good. The only thing that sucks, though, with the tall guys is if we're going to start playing bottleneck and whatnot, they do get pressed a little bit easier. And he doesn't have an ability to counter that. I know bottleneck isn't all the way here yet, but I think we're right on the cusp of it, that meta. But right now, he is amazing. You get 0 AP human joystick. You get, obviously, 0 AP red zone threat. I think that's an amazing double stack right here with the 2 ability discounts. He is 6'4". Obviously, huge height on him. Randy Moss is always going to be an amazing card. I just don't think tall receivers are as broken as they were maybe like 2 years ago because it's the ag downs they've been nerfed. If you guys don't know what an ag down, it's like when you click on and then you come closer to the ball or you cut it off. They kind of nerfed that a little bit, but it's still very, very solid if you have mastered. The high balls are also really good if you can time it. But Randy Moss, he's got to be somewhere on the list, man, nonetheless. 7, we live in a world where George Pickens has a better card than Randy Moss. Another tall receiver, 6'3". They're both 98 speed, so you're probably wondering why is he better. It's just, when it comes to the build in-game as well, I feel like George Pickens, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because he doesn't have his own player build and he still has the NPC build. This dude runs routes better than any tall guy I have ever seen in Madden. I will say I have not used one guy in this list, but I think this card nonetheless is amazing. If you look at his discounts too, he does get grab and go for 0. But the thing is, look at this. If you come over here, yeah, he gets grab and go for 0 in this bucket. So you don't even need to put those tokens in. They actually made these cards a lot better. So you can run a 0 AP bucket right here, a 1 AP bucket, and then still get that 0 AP grab and go. So you can run 2 0 APs and a 1 AP. George Pickens is amazing, man. Him and Randy Moss are really neck and neck on this list for me. Number 6, we have Terry McLaurin. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't think this card is as important right now as I think he will be in the future. And it's a hard one to rank because I don't think he is much better than guys like Moss or Pickens. Like, as a receiver, I think I'd rather have those guys. But I think Terry McLaurin has a special value to him that no other receiver in the game has, and I feel like I had to throw him somewhere in the middle of the list because he does get rack him up for 0 AP. If you guys do not know, rack him up is the complete counter to bottleneck. It's not the complete, but it'll help against bottleneck. That and other X factors built in. He's the only one that gets all this stuff for 0. So there is a lot of value there. The only problem is I don't think I can rank him much higher because bottleneck isn't popular. Like, if you guys know what bottleneck is, if you guys played endgame Madden 24, the endgame, you get slapped with it a lot. Right now, it's not super popular. We'll start getting it more endgame, so maybe Terry McLaurin becomes more popular then. But for right now, just getting these 0 APs, I don't think I can rank him much higher, man. Right now, he's just a normal 98 speed, 6-foot receiver. Number 5, it's like so hard to include this card on this list, especially when he's not even like a top 3, top 4 receiver in my personal opinion. Because he is 9 million coins, and yes, that is ridiculous. Nobody should ever be buying this card. I feel like next time, this is probably the last time I'm going to feature him in a video, even if he is still in the top 10, like 2-3 weeks from now. But Calvin Johnson, I guess we'll mention him. He is 6'5", obviously. He's 240 pounds. He's a huge mammoth. 97 speed is an L when you look at it straight up, but as many of you guys know, these rank cards get every chem. So basically 99 speed, especially if you have your John Ross as well. Ability-wise, Double Me is a nice ability to have. It's a very good ability to have. 2 APs, not as good as the 1 AP we see on some other people, or 0 AP like we saw on the rack him up for Terry to break the bottleneck, but it's still there, which is nice. His abilities, yeah, that's another thing too. His abilities are not very good. He actually doesn't have any. I feel like it's hard to include this card. I don't know. I'll include. This is probably the last Calvin Johnson feature in the entire game, honestly. Number 4, we got my dog, Braylon Edwards. If you guys do not know, Braylon Edwards actually has the fast juke and the fast spin in Madden 25. I don't know why or who they randomly choose to give it to, but they give him to random players. He is also 6'3", 215, so he has a great build on him. He also is 98 speed once you put in this 98, as you guys know. So he'll jump up to 98 speed. His stats get much better. They're already all 93 plus, basically, right there. And then you get him up +3 overalls. He is absolutely amazing. Built-in abilities, and then just like Santana Moss, 3 0 AP buckets, man, including one of them being route tech. And then also, even when they get nerfed, there's still going to be a 0 AP here, a 1 AP here. These will probably still have slight discounts as well. Another thing, too, with Braylon, also amazing theme teams, boys. Amazing theme teams. Seahawks, Niners, and Browns are all, I think Jets is pretty solid right now, too. All very good theme teams. Braylon Edwards is a dog, man. An amazing, amazing Ring of Honor card. Christian Watson was above the next guy for me, or at least another guy in this list for me, on my last top 10 receiver list, but I do think the AP decrease, because we're going from, 13 AP right now? I think we're going down to 9 AP on Thursday. I think Christian Watson takes a little bit more of a hit from that, because you're not going to be spending AP on your receiver. You're going to be spending most of it on your quarterback, maybe a little bit on your offensive line, and probably your wide receiver is the last spot you want to be spending it in. But he still does get good 0 APs. He's also still a huge receiver. 1 AP double me is amazing right now. But I don't know if we need it yet. Like I said, nobody really uses the bottleneck yet. It's not really like a popular thing. But Energizer's still amazing to have. He also does get like the jukebox. I think they get another 0 AP too, don't they? Yeah, another 0 AP over here as well. And then on top of that, like I said, 6'4". I mean, easily achievable 99 speed. Christian Watson's a top 3 receiver, no matter how you want to put it. Number 2, I'm going with Plaxico. I know this one might throw people off. I do think the number 1 guy becomes more valuable on Thursday because we're going to have less AP, 4 minus AP, or minus 4 AP on Thursday, whatever you want to say. I think the other guy has a little bit more value ability-wise, but as a whole receiver and complete receiver, I mean, look at his stats. I know this game works off threshold, so the 99 is not different than 97, but it looks cool to look at. He basically has the Calvin Johnson build, 6'5", 230, 98 base speed. He also has armbar built in, which is a garbage ability, but we take a free ability. And then when it comes to these ones, I wish Double Me was 1 AP on him. Like I said, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard to super value that, especially when Christian Watson has it for 1. But he does get deep in for 0. He gets deep out for 0 or red zone threat, whatever you want to do there. And then I believe there was another one. Yeah, another 0 AP bucket too. Grab and go will also help a huge receiver like that move a little bit more. I'm telling you, man, Plaxico is always a dog in Madden, and this card is a top 3 receiver. Number 1, I'm going with Cordarrelle again. I think Cordarrelle is going to have more value once the AP nerf comes into effect because Obviously, he's a good receiver too. He's 6'2", so great height on him nonetheless. Also, when it comes to route running, carrying, everything, he's amazing. Easily achievable 99 speed, especially if you're including that John Ross. So you can get 99 speed very easily. I don't really care about speed too much more now because John Ross exists. Theme teams are the easiest they've been able to bend. Like, you can make a theme team with the flick of a finger this year, easier than any Madden of all time. So I think 99 speed is very achievable. But as you guys know, he also boosts your team. Not the best boost, but 0 AP tank. I think tank is so huge. Everybody has avalanche, at least 1 or 2 on their team, so you always get caught off guard. Tank is one of the best abilities in the game. It also allows you to not have to play on conservative all the time as well. He has that. 1 AP route tech too, so if you are struggling against man coverage, that will help you a lot too. But even if you're not, 0 AP energizer. He also gets deep elite for 0 too. And then another 0 AP bucket. I really do think Cordarrelle Patterson, he is the one that is getting blessed the most when it comes to the AP decrease. I think you might even see him go up in price, man, for real. Boys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. Make sure to comment down below which wide receivers are you guys rock right now. Which guy got cut off the list that you guys think I cheated or whatnot. I love reading those comments, man. Hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace out, boys.